Good morning, everybody. It's 9 o'clock, and 9 o'clock is with me, Father Warner. We are in the third week of Advent. Today is Wednesday, and our text is taken from Luke chapter 7, verse 19 to 23. Right away, I want to say to many of you, you've been writing in, telling me that you've been enjoying both the text versions of the first reading as well as the video version of the first reading, which is already out on YouTube. And as you know, I've been doing this new series on reflections based on the gospel in the season of Advent. Today I'm looking at a text which is taken from the Eucharist of Luke chapter 7 verse 19 to 23, and I've entitled today's teaching, God has no grandchildren. Now, if you look at the text of Luke chapter 7 verse 19 to 23, the text throws several beautiful reflections for this season of Advent. Remember that St. John is the precursor, the one who announced the coming of the Messiah, the Elijah that the Jews did not recognize. Now, the Gospels tell us that John is in prison, and perhaps the fears of human worry have overtaken his godly ministry. Clearly, John the Baptist has doubts and seeks a clarification by summoning two of his disciples whom he sends to Jesus. Now, what should immediately cross our minds is that very simple matter of fact question. Why does John the Baptist have doubts? Was it not John who, while pointing to Jesus, proclaimed, "Look, behold, the Lamb of God who takes away the sins of the world"? Yet now he sends a message to inquire, are you the one, or should we wait for another? Was John conflicted, or was John confused? Now, the simple truth is that even saints have doubts. You know, to doubt is not a sin, though many faithful Catholics subscribe to such a thought. Those words, Lord, I believe, help my unbelief, they're not so much a confession of doubt, but it's a cry, literally a cry out to increase the faith that we have. Again, and to reiterate a point, to doubt is not sinful. However, to live in constant doubt is sinful because it constantly demands proof. The messengers carry the message to the T. Not a word of what John the Baptist said was changed. You know, the two disciples who took this message, they knew who Jesus was, and they knew that they were sent by one whom Jesus himself had hailed, and you'll see it even in the text below. You'll find it also in Matthew chapter 11 verse 11. Truly I say to you, among them that are born of women, there had not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Now, personally, I would not like to trade places with these two disciples, these messengers. I would not like to trade places with them for a second. Privileged though that I would be, this was not an easy message to carry to Jesus. You know, the two disciples of John do not soften the doubt of their master John the Baptist, nor do they sugarcoat that message. They come from one who has authority to another who is the authority. The message is conveyed in its entirety and in its truth. And so you see in today's gospel, truth speaks to truth. Now, the gospel interjects this narrative with an immediate report of the works performed by Jesus. This is done so that the response of Jesus is clearly understood by us, the readers, as to who Jesus is. We are told that Jesus has cured many of diseases and plagues and evil spirits and had given sight to many who were blind. Jesus' answer to John via the disciples is what I would call a path to evangelization for you and me today. Go tell him what you have seen and heard. You know, Jesus did not dictate a carefully crafted statement of belief to be carried back to John the Baptist. His response is not a formulation of doctrinal belief. His response to John the Baptist is direct and simple. Tell him what you hear, tell him what you see. The stress is on the word you? The answer that should be taken to John, therefore, must be from a personal testimony that stems from a personal experience. The disciples of John the Baptist must experience firsthand the ministry and message of Jesus, and then, filled with conviction, they will communicate their experience to John, and John will no longer be in doubt. You know, my dear friends, faith can never be second-hand. It must be experienced. You know, one of my favorite authors, Richard Rohr, has this to say. He said, God has no grandchildren. God only has children. Each generation has to make its own discoveries of the Spirit for itself. If not, we just react to the previous generation and often overreact, or we conform and often overconform. Neither is it a positive or a creative way to move forward. I hope you enjoyed this teaching today, and I hope it touches your life and touches your heart, and those elements of doubt that you experience so often may find comfort knowing that the Lord cares and loves for you. Today, I want to send my love to a dear friend, a dear son, one who helped me so many years, and many of you would remember him during the pandemic. He was behind the screen, broadcasting live the daily masses and the daily adorations. Today is Preetham's birthday, and I want to wish Preetham a very happy birthday. For all of you, don't forget to like this video, share it, subscribe to this channel, leave your comments. I noticed that we get about 24 comments, but we have more than 2,000 viewers. So if you're listening, please do leave your comments. And for those of you who would like to either contribute to this ministry or to contribute towards the Love, Joy, Hope Foundation, please get in touch with me. The numbers appear on your screen. I want to say once again that the 9820242151 number is exclusively if you want to help us out with a donation. The other number is the one that you need to communicate to us in case you want us to add your name if you desire to receive the daily teachings in its text form. I'll see you again tomorrow, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock is with me, Father Warner. Bye for now.